All right. There's the cheesy intro that you only got to hear half of because you don't want to do the headphone thing today.
Wow, I'm already.
You're already
going.
Exactly. Anyways, how are you doing, brother?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Feeling good. Yeah. Just went for a run this morning. Just get inspired because I'm on with DELO. I know you're so in shape.
Yeah.
So I puttered about for about 2.5 miles.
So when did running come into your repertoire?
It's pizza season right now, which means the Pizza Fest is about 6 weeks away.
That's right.
So balance, baby.
Yeah.
I'm eating pizza every single day. If I don't run, I'm going to die.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's funny because you had told me right prior to this that you just listened to Wizard of Zaw, and I know he eats a lot of pizza too and does the same shit, just working out and, trying to keep the poundage off per se.
It's a serious thing.
Yeah. No, the older we get, the harder it gets, in all sorts of essence. But pizza's really good. Why not?
It's not a horrible time of year.
No,
with that festival looming for me to have to go to pizza places to try different slices.
Yeah.
It's tough life.
No, it is a tough life. So, all right. Well, let me formally introduce you since you are here. David Tyda is your name. Do you have a nickname? What do people call you?
Tyda.
Tyda. Yeah. Just
Nobody
really
calls
Tyda.
me David. It's just Tyda.
I know. Nobody calls me David either. They call me DELO.
Yeah, exactly.
So you are, according to your LinkedIn, you're a festival producer, you're a bar owner, you're a writer, and you're a connector.
Oh, God. You went to my LinkedIn.
Would that serve it up? When's the last time you've been on your LinkedIn?
Does it say connector?
Yeah, it does.
Did I put that at some point?
You put that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I guess
You connect people.
I connect.
Connecting me with a lot of people. So, and you're an ASU grad?
I am.
You're 2 years after me, 98, right?
Yeah, that's it. Good call.
And you're from Chicago?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This guy did his research.
Do you love Chicago still? Is that a place that you go back to often?
I do. I love it a lot. It's a great city.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So I've been going to, prior to the pandemic, Ryan, my partner in the bar, and I were going down to Guadalajara every 6 weeks. Right. To look for stuff for the bar. And it made me feel like it's sort of the Chicago of Mexico. It's like a big city. Everybody's so nice.
Yeah.
It's affordable, great food scene, easy to get around. So long answer. That's what I love about Chicago. Like all of those boxes are checked for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like New York where it's like fast and crazy and you got to be like mentally prepared for a place like New York. Whereas Chicago, you can just coast right in and
a little more laid back.
It's got that Midwestern vibe, but it's still a big city. It's got everything,
Is that where your love for food came from?
No, I think I've just always had that. Yeah, that's just, I don't know that it's Chicago related. I guess now that I've got some like distance from it, like now I notice the difference between a Chicago dog and a not like other hot dogs. And like I have this pride with the Chicago dog. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And like for a long time, everybody always viewed Chicago pizza as just deep dish. But now that we've learned so much and information is out there, people realize Chicago actually has two styles. We actually have a crispy, thin, cut in squares, but also a deep dish. So I take a lot of pride in that type of research. And
you probably see a lot of places out here that try to replicate or duplicate, and some do a good job, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of Chicagoans out here, a lot of people killing the game.
Yeah.
Like representing the city and that style of food, I've been trying to get, these guys used to have a food truck, so they can't really do the festival anymore, but Buddy's Pizza had a couple locations out in the East Valley. It's now called Vero. They're trying to franchise. But it's two brothers from Chicago. And I mean, their pizza's so good. It is like exactly what you want in a deep dish pizza. It's got that like crispy butter crust, but it's still deep dish. So it's like, it's deep dish, but it's light.
Wow.
And they just do a good job of replicating sort of what I grew up eating.
Yeah. Yeah. Pizza is very popular. I mean, very popular. And as I've talked about, the food cost on it is really good too.
Yeah. In your Wizard of Zaw podcast, you guys are talking about that.
Yeah, for sure.
The business side of pizza.
The business side of pizza.
Good margins. You know what's nice about pizza, I bet, more than the margins, is the customer.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like when people go for pizza, they're not expecting too much. They're not looking for a delivery of a high profile experience. They just want a good slice. They just want a good pie. They just want to be with friends and family, chill, hang out. It's not like tacos.
It's like good shareable sort of thing.
Yeah. you know?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And you can order like more than one. I remember I was coming back from a trip with Aaron Chamberlain and Doug Robson and them, and we're coming back from Havasu or Powell, one of those lakes up there. And it was very empty. But anyways, we came back through Flagstaff and we went to Dark Sky where they had pizzaletta, right?
Yeah, Pizzicletta.
Pizzicletta, yeah, I can't even pronounce. Yeah. So we must have ordered like everything on the menu, which was all 6 pizzas, and they were all just kind of sitting there. And we were so hungry from eating camping food, which was great, by the way. Yeah. But we were so hungry, just kind of like, and it was just like, and everybody's just kind of grabbing a piece of that and a piece of this. And so, yeah, it's very family oriented.
I love that. Yeah. I love that so much.
It's funny. Well, let's talk about the bar, because I know that this is a newer venture for you. And as you had stated, you have a partner. And how did, I know, but tell the audience how all of that came about, because you went from, and we'll get into festivals, but you went from primarily just doing festivals to now you own a brick and mortar and a bar and a lot more liability and all sorts of fun stuff.
Thanks for reminding me about the liability. Yeah, well, appreciate
that's my job. That's my job. I protect and connect. So
that's so funny. So the bar came about through the festivals. So I split with the Arizona Taco Festival in 2019, and I was throwing a French fry festival that year. And Monica, who owns Los Compadres, iconic Mexican restaurant in town, she signed up to do the French Fry Fest. And she introduced me to this guy, Ryan Oberholzer, who owns Provecho. It's a taco shop inside the Churchill. And she's like, Ryan should do your French Fry Fest. So he did it. He and I became friends. And when I was splitting with the Taco Fest, he was saying, what are you going to do now that you don't have Taco Fest anymore? And I said, you know what? Everybody's opening speakeasies. I want to open a real one in a basement, not get a liquor license, sell shots for cash, and then get arrested.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That'd be my thing. The guy that went to jail because he just sold shots for cash in a basement, It's
funny.
And Ryan was like, I know about a basement 2 blocks away. Let's go take a look. And when I walked into the space, I just immediately, you could tell it wanted to be a bar.
Yeah.
Right? And I brought my wife the next night. And she is not a risk taker. Right. She's like held a job her whole life. She's got the W-2, the retirement plan, you know what I mean? The whole thing. And when she saw the space, she said, babe, you got to do this. This place, it wants to be a bar. It's
so when
obvious.
Lauren gives you the acceptance, you got to do it. Yeah. Okay.
And so Ryan and I both have this like love affair with Mexican culture, right? So Ryan has a business down there. He raised his twin daughters in Mexico. He's ridden his motorcycle through every state by himself.
Wow.
And then my split with Taco Fest, I went through this kind of like taco depression, but what I realized is it's not that I missed tacos, it's that I missed my connection to Mexican culture. Mm-hmm. And so Ryan and I going down every 6 weeks, it was like that was getting fulfilled back, like I was filling the gas tank again, the creative gas tank. And we started to put together this plan for a bar in this space. So neither one of us wanted to be bar owners. We didn't seek that out.
Right.
We didn't have a business plan. We didn't hit the streets looking for a space. We didn't get a real estate agent. We didn't do any of that. It was like the space found us at the time that the idea came to us, and then we decided to open our hearts and go after it.
Yeah, and it was a process. Like, how long did it take you guys between?
Because of COVID, a little over 2 years. Yeah, we were going to start construction in March of 2020. And open.
Oh my goodness!
Hopefully in July, August of 2020.
So how many times did you want to pull out from doing it during COVID?
Yeah, during COVID,
what was going on?
Yeah, during COVID, the basement bar was going to become an IV bar. Then it was going to become like a vaccine clinic. Then it was going to. Wow! And I'm kidding.
Yeah,
but I mean, these were just like these out of desperation ideas. Ryan and I on the phone or on Zoom calls because we were thinking. Germs are everywhere. Yeah. Nobody's ever going to go into a basement again. We can't afford this ventilation system that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, but tequila kills COVID.
Yeah, exactly. As we now know. Yeah, so our landlord was great, gave us a little time to sit on it.
Yeah.
And then we just decided to go full steam ahead once things started to turn around.
So then... You like the Mexican culture, so so does Ryan. I know Ryan. Ryan has a taco shop inside the Churchill, and his wife has like a boutique.
Yeah,
right.
And it's called Cosas.
Right, and when did you start to like really start looking at like different tequilas and become, Mr. Tequila?
So it's like I was saying, the way the universe was kind of pushing us in this direction.
Yeah.
I had never noticed that all I drank were agave spirits. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
It was because of the taco thing. All I was drinking was tequila, mezcal, and other agave spirits.
Right.
And around that time that we were talking about doing the bar, I was also noticing that every story behind the production methods or who was producing one of these spirits, it stuck. Because every story of agave spirits is basically a representation of cultural heritage. Whereas you hear the story of wine and how it came to be, it's like this pro golfer and this rich doctor got together and they bought some land in Napa and they want to make a bunch of money. And I know I'm generalizing,
right?
But there's not a lot of stories of cultural heritage. Whereas when you hear the story of a mezcal, this guy was his fourth generation mezcalero. He was making this for his village for celebrations. They somehow got in contact with somebody to get it over the border to the U.S., and now they have a very small brand. And his production methods are very specific to that village or that place in Mexico. And that just, all of those stories stick.
Have you been to those places and seen how it's made?
I've mostly been to Guadalajara.
Yeah.
I have a partner, Grant Gardner, who used to own El Capitan up in Flagstaff.
Okay.
He goes down to Oaxaca quite a bit. So there's 5 of us partners, Nick Fiorini and Jordan from Sidecar at Ocotillo. It's like we all sort of check different boxes for each other. You know what I mean? Whereas I'm more marketing and events. Grant's Oaxaca. Ryan is more Guadalajara. Nick and Jordan are the cocktail programs. So we just all kind of bring it together. So to answer your question, I'm mostly Guadalajara because of the Chicago thing.
Yeah.
And it's been on my bucket list to get down to Oaxaca.
Does it give you just knowing, not necessarily, having not been down there, but understanding and hearing the stories and maybe even seeing YouTube videos or whatever it is, does it give you an appreciation and a better understanding for knowing that you're supporting these people that are just busting their tails to...
It's so when 2 Instagram posts ago on the bar's Instagram page, it's Hispanic Heritage Month right now.
Yeah.
So I'm paying a little more attention to what I'm posting. I'm making sure that it has some cultural tie-in. And our well mezcal, for instance, well meaning the house mezcal, the one that goes in all the cocktails in the cantina. It's the one we purchase the most of.
Yeah.
That mezcal is a co-op. So it has a founder, but it's owned by the families that produce for the brands. So when we buy those cases of mezcal, every time it's delivered, it runs through my mind, this money that we're spending has a more direct route directly to the families that are producing for the brand.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. You have a very caring heart. And over the years that I've known you, you've just been a very empathetic sort of person, and that carries on in your business, which is amazing.
Appreciate that.
It's just truth. And so what's funny is I laugh because you and Ryan are 2 of the whitest freaking dudes around owning a Mexican bar, it's just like, and it's great, it's great. I mean, how has reception been?
Definitely a gringo. That's for sure.
Do you get any shit for that, or is it?
I wouldn't say we get a lot of shit. We've had a couple guests, not take a moment to really think about what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Ryan and I have been very conscious that we're 2 gringos sharing our passion for Mexican culture.
Dos gringos.
Right, right, exactly. And this, we've just sort of talked so many times about how we see other gringos put, let's say, a sugar skull on the wall in their taco restaurant and say, look, we're a Mexican joint now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm offended by that. Even as a white guy, you are appropriating that culture so hard.
Right.
And Ryan and I have talked so many times about how we can do better. We can go down to Mexico. We can spend our actual money in Mexico with the people that are building our things. I mean, nearly 100% of what's in the bar comes from Mexico.
That's cool.
We met everybody who made almost everything in the bar, and talked to them about the design. It's custom so that our dollars, again, we're going straight there instead of like we're just opening up a catalog and buying some things that say Hecho in Mexico. That's
right.
That's not cool.
You're celebrating a culture and you're putting the money back into the culture.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple guests say you guys, I don't know that this is right, and that's their right to say that.
People are people.
Yeah, totally. What's interesting, all these years at Taco Fest, I was doing Arizona Taco Festival for 10 years.
Yeah.
I still don't believe that I was appropriating Mexican culture in any way. And some members of the Latino community would argue otherwise. Mm-hmm. However, one thing I admit, and I own every day now, is what I never did was put myself in the shoes of someone from the Latino community viewing my messaging and my marketing. I never asked myself, am I being sensitive to who they are and how they're viewing what I'm communicating?
Right.
And so now every time I communicate on behalf of Barcoa, because I do all the marketing, I'm very conscious of if somebody is Latino or Latina and they see what I'm saying, how will they feel about it?
Yeah.
And I'm conscious of it every step of the way.
Wow, that's cool. It's
not saying I'm perfect, by the way. I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
I mean, there's still a long way to go. But
none of us are perfect, dude. We're all just doing our best. Before we leave the bar, tell me a little bit about the expectations to reality now, and has the vibe and the culture and everything that you wanted to create in this beautiful space, is it everything and then some, or is it still a work of progress?
Dude, you wouldn't believe it. So I'm the worst at envisioning a remodeled space.
Yeah.
Like this pattern here. I don't know if this is going to look good. If you said, here's the pattern I'm going to put on the wall, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But one thing I can picture is the energy.
Mm-hmm.
In this place has so far exceeded the energy of what I envision for the place. Even our security guards will say of all the bars that they work at, they've never seen a crowd so diverse. You see black, white, gay, straight, young, old, girls on like girl nights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like first dates, like all of it. It's everybody's there and it works. I'm an old deadhead.
Yeah. So
I get so jazzed when you see like different people coming together for a specific thing, and it works in that bar. It's cool.
And as I was explaining to somebody yesterday, you learn so much from somebody that's different as opposed to being with the same all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So the budget for the build out ran out at this one giant wall outside of the bathrooms. Mm-hmm. And so we just put a couple markers on the wall and we just said, go to town, guess, and start writing on the wall. And there's this one phrase right outside of one of the bathrooms that somebody wrote. And I look at it every day. You never learn anything from anybody who agreed with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's really cool. That's really good. Let's have a little bit of applause for that. I like that.
Whoever you are that wrote that. You
just
got
very good. Let's talk about it. So you state that you're a writer, and your background shows that you were. What was it like, writing for these magazines that you wrote for? One was Desert Living, the other one was Las Vegas.
Yeah. So the last 6 years here in Phoenix, I was the editor of Modern Architecture and Lifestyle magazine called Desert Living. Yeah, it was cool. And then I was the editor-in-chief of Las Vegas' City magazine called Las Vegas Magazine. I think that's where I picked up my knack for not just storytelling, but taking an interest in people. So like what you're doing right now. It's fulfilling, isn't it, to hear other people's stories?
Yeah.
I love that so much. Like just listening to their story and then taking it and distilling it, repackaging it.
Right.
Almost like you're a curator. You take all of this information and now you got to package it to get somebody else interested in what you just learned and heard, And that's the essence of what a magazine editor does, and that's what I've done.
And you're able to do that through words, and I can't write worth a shit. I'm horrible. So for me, I'm that type of person that'll walk down the street and I'll look into somebody's, eyes, and I'll be like, and then I'll start wondering, like, okay, what do they do for a living? What's their home life like? And kind of analyzing all that, because it's funny because we all have such different, just different things about our life all the time.
Everybody's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Exactly.
You don't have to be
story.
Right, the most interesting person doing the most interesting thing. You could just be an average person, just working a desk job, 9 to 5, couple kids, whatever.
Yeah.
You've got something interesting to talk about. It's in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
And it's up to the journalist to figure out what that is.
Has that been a little bit different for you going from that to, say, like you said, you do all the marketing stuff? Is it different for you doing it on social media and putting it out through like a video context as opposed to just words?
No, it's the same process, different medium. You know what I mean? You're still essentially doing the same thing. It's just now we've all had to evolve and become filmmakers and audio files, and you know what I mean? You got to pick up different things to like, so you can communicate.
Do you read it all?
Never.
Yeah.
I really don't have the time to read.
I know.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I definitely feel like a little brain atrophy from not reading.
Yeah.
I used to read magazines like voraciously.
Right.
I just don't have the time. I mean, there's agave studies now. So there's books and things, and I'm reading materials on different agave species or about brands. So I'm still reading. I'm still consuming information that I'm using professionally, and then also just something that sort of jazzes
Are you bullshitting me? Aren't those called tastings?
No. Oh, yeah. Right. I got one at 3:00 today. If you want to come on down. But honestly, there's so much literature out there about mezcal and tequila and all of it, just keeping up with it. And then there's just other bloggers and influencers, keeping up with them. That all matters.
It's all part of the industry and what you do and who you are.
For sure. And my wife is a magazine editor. She's over at Phoenix Home and Garden.
Okay.
So she'll bring the proofs home, and I might proofread a little bit. So I still get that.
Yeah.
It's still in the house.
It's funny now, like approaching closer to 50, like that's like my favorite magazine, like Phoenix Home and Garden. I'm like, I'm either in my home or I'm in my garden, I never thought when I, in my 20s, I'd look at that and be like, yeah, that's old people shit, Now it's like, whoa, that's my shit.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you're not just doing this bar, and you're not just doing social media. You're pretty busy. You've gotten back into the festival game, and I know it was really difficult. We had many of conversations. I think we ate cow brain tacos while we talked about it at Taco Boys in downtown Phoenix. And you really had this push pull. With your emotions on wanting to do the right thing or what you thought was the right thing. And as you know, you can never please anybody, let alone everybody, sort of thing. And so now you've gotten back into the festival business. And so how's that been so far?
So the first festival back, Pizza Festival in November of 21.
Yeah.
Was maybe the greatest festival I've ever had the blessing to produce. I mean, this thing, it had less to do about pizza and more to do with just our simple ability to safely gather again.
Yeah.
There was an energy at this event that I knew the moment the gates opened, this is a special one-time, once-in-a-lifetime thing. Soak up every second of it because it's never going to happen again.
Right.
Right after that, we're going to go back to the normal festival production headaches and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guests maybe saying things like, I didn't think the festival had value. I want a refund, or a vendor upset about power going out or something like that.
Nobody was saying it then. They were so grateful to be somewhere.
That's all they wanted was to be together. It was really special.
Yeah. That's right.
And then when I canceled my festivals in March of 2020, there were still festival producers that were producing events, and you and I talked about that.
Right.
I'm like, do these people not have a conscience? I mean, you're bringing like thousands of people together, and there's a pandemic starting,
So you've got,
like it was kind of irresponsible to keep going.
Well, you've got shut down festivals. You got a shut down bar that's not even under construction.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting here probably going, okay. But the good news is that everything is back. And so, like you said, you had sold Taco Festival, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd done that. And was that your first major festival of what you had done and put together?
We did the Arizona Barbecue Festival first.
Okay.
And the Taco Festival was, once we saw the success of the Barbecue Fest, we said we want to do the same event, but now with tacos. So tacos was the second, but...
And it just exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was the first taco festival in the world.
Yeah.
Now there's well over 300.
Wow.
And a good majority of them, it's kind of funny, you'll look at their programming, and they borrow, that's a kind word for steal, the programming that Rick and I invented.
Yeah.
The Chihuahua Beauty Pageant, the Tequila Expo, $2 tacos with a major competition for cash.
Right.
Hot chili pepper eating contests, lucha libre.
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah.
Like that programming mix. It's unfortunate that you can't really trademark anything with a festival.
Yeah.
Like it just is what it is. It's just all out there and anybody can copy it. But that one in particular, it hurt. Like every time we saw somebody doing that same event in another city, and it was like, damn it.
I hear you.
You know?
Well, so now you have Pizza Festival. You're doing Fried Festival.
Yeah, I'm
Donut
still doing
Festival?
French fries. No, not doing donuts.
No donuts anymore.
Yeah.
Gilbert Fest.
No, I don't think we're gonna do Gilbert.
Okay.
Yeah, because what has evolved is that Lisa, my partner in the festivals, she now owns a vintage clothing boutique at Pemberton called Goods.
Okay.
As well as a inclusive sex shop called Peaches at Pemberton with Grace from Gracie's.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the bar is downtown. She's downtown at Pemberton. French fries and pizza are both at Hants Park downtown. So Gilbert, it seems like it's going to be a commute.
Yeah.
We don't want to commute.
No, stay in your backyard. I mean, it's
totally.
like, and for those festivals, those days, it's like having just another bar, but walking distance, and then you can promote overflow to your all's places.
And we've been partnering with a group called Downtown Phoenix Inc. and Downtown Phoenix Partnership.
Yeah.
And just downtown Phoenix has just become like a home to Lisa and I, and we understand that community. We're vested in that community, and we just want to keep building that.
Well, Roosevelt Road's just blown up. I mean,
it's crazy, right?
It's absolutely nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to be a part of it. There's a lot of energy down there.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, there is. I mean, Arizona, Phoenix, all that. It's just such a, it really is a melting pot if you think about it, Right. Which is what makes it so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Our little corner, we're connected to a Latinx and Indigenous art gallery called Chico.
Yeah.
And then across the street was a restaurant called Daily Jam that went out of business and has been for lease forever.
It's going to be a new place now.
Yeah, Randy Borton.
Yep, I'm working on it with him. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Hamburguesas y cervezas. Mm-hmm. And so many people have come to me and said, are you upset that, there's like another sort of Mexican type concept going across the street? I'm like, are you kidding?
It's synergy.
With exactly.
Yeah.
We're creating a little destination. I love it.
1,000%. That'd be like walking into a strip mall and being upset that there's like another restaurant
stores.
By your restaurant. Yeah, other stores. Well, no, I want it all vacant because I want it all. Like, dude, nobody's going to come,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, that is funny. Do you consider yourself a foodie at all?
I hate that word.
I know.
I don't know why we hate that word. There's so many of us that hate it. I don't know. I guess, because I produce these food festivals and I produce them because I have a passion about the food.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
so a food researcher, is that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like Tony C. Do you know him? He used to own Snow, you know? He did the Phoenix Night Market many years ago, 2019. And he came to me and he said, Dave, if you could help produce this with me, that'd be great. And I said, honestly, I don't think I can because I don't eat a lot of Asian food. I just don't have like a connection
it's not
to what that food is. Whereas tacos, pizza, donuts, stoner foods, if you will, the stoner food group. You know what I mean? Like that's my wheelhouse, right? So like I produce these festivals because I have a passion for that particular food group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There's just other foods. Like I don't know that I would do a French food fest.
Right. Yeah, because you're just not into it. I'm with you there. So, okay, so Pizza Fest is coming up. It's November, right?
Yeah.
November.
Yeah, 12th and 13th.
12th and 13th.
Yeah.
So for this year, what can people look forward to, at Pizza Fest?
Yeah, so the beauty of Pizza Fest is it's a very simple event. We bill it as just sort of like a beautiful day out in a city park with pizza and beer.
Nice.
And bands. It's that easy. Taco Fest was all about every bell and whistle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unlimited attendance because you got Salt River Fields. And tacos are a food group that if a restaurant runs out of food, they can make more tacos really quickly. Whereas a pizza vendor, if he runs out of dough, that's it. They're shut down for the day. So we cap out attendance so tickets get kind of coveted because it sells out every year. So what I love about this event is just that it's so simple.
Yeah.
You know, we got Huss Brewing on board this year.
Oh, cool.
You know, so like you get some great beer. Chip will be there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Chip's always
you
there.
Know? Right.
Is it a lot of dough to go eat dough?
$16.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And then slices are super affordable, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody offers a different slice.
Who are some of the local pizza places that will be there?
Let's see. Who do we got signed up this year? Luminati's is signed up.
Really?
Being a Chicago guy,
Yeah,
I love it when Luminati's out there.
Nice.
Trying to think of who else. Hungry Homie is trying to figure out how to make it happen. He's like a pop-up vendor who now is over at Grand Avenue Pizza.
Okay.
Right? So he took over that brick and mortar. He's trying to figure it out. Tom and Lacey's Catering.
Okay.
No, Lacey and... I'm blanking.
That's all right. See, got you on the spot here. Anyways.
So funny. So the trick with Pizza Fest is you have to have a mobile wood-fired oven or put a delivery car on rotation.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And so if somebody's like a caterer, you don't see them out and about quite a bit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you never get to try their pizza because they're just doing weddings and private catering events and whatnot. So a lot of these caterers make it to Pizza Fest and it's like your one chance
That's
to
great.
try their pizza, which is really cool.
It's a huge added value to have something like that for people that are really into pizza.
Yeah,
Doing that.
right.
No, I love it. All right. Well, cool. So I've got some questions for you.
Oh God.
They're not too tricky, but anyways, we're gonna get into some really cool questions. All right, so tacos or tequila?
Oof.
Yeah,
Tacos. It all started with tacos for me. I discovered tequila for myself via tacos.
And during COVID, you were the one that was out there eating tacos and posting them. And you would like go home and take pictures of your tacos, and you did a lot of to-go meals.
Right. We used to always use the phrase taco spirit.
Yeah.
That taco spirit is sort of like, you'll relate to this, it's like the force. It's like this energy that's out there. And when you get in the flow, the positive flow, like you've just unplugged and you're just in it.
The force.
You've got taco spirit, baby.
I love
that. And so during COVID, when I was doing that 30 days of tacos, I had lost my taco spirit, but that gave it back.
Gave it back to you. That's really cool. Would you rather go to an outdoor festival or would you rather be on a cruise boat?
Never a cruise boat. I've never been on a cruise. I don't want to be on a cruise. A cruise sounds like hell on earth to me.
I am right there with you, dude. I told my wife that from the time that she met me. I'm like, we will never go on a cruise. She's like, really? I'm like, nope, not doing it.
Also, I'm probably going to offend some listeners. Have you noticed that people who cruise religiously, they're kind of weird. They're like a certain type of person.
It's like a religion.
Yeah, they're like cruisers.
Right. Yeah.
There's like a thing, and I can't identify. I don't get it.
No, I've run into some cruisers for sure. Scooby-Doo or the Flintstones?
Flintstones all day long. Just because when you say Flintstones, I think of Fruity Pebbles, and I freaking love Fruity Pebbles.
Flagstaff or Tucson?
Flagstaff, man, that energy is just so chill. Getting those trees, the energy. I threw a taco fest down in Tucson, and they ran us out of town.
Wow,
they did not like the outside. I even wore a U of A baseball cap just as like a disguise, so that people thought I should get a burner phone of the 520, just so people would like take me seriously. Because the 602, they're like, I don't want anything to do with the 602.
That's funny.
Yeah, whereas Flagstaff is just so chill.
Stock market or bury cash in the backyard?
Bury cash in the backyard because I have no clue. Dude, it's a slot machine.
Right. It's gambling.
Totally gambling.
Yeah.
The only way it's not gambling is if you have the time to like do all of the research.
Yeah.
Who's got that? And do you even then really know? You don't know.
Do you want to give our listeners your address so they know where the cash is?
Yeah, totally.
Would you rather go fishing or garage sailing? Garage sailing.
Definitely fishing. Okay. Yeah, and I haven't fished in I don't know how long.
Forever. Yeah.
Garage sailing just sounds like hell on earth.
Love it.
Although I do listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, and it sounds like garage sailing is a good investment strategy.
Could be.
You know, you might find that Wade Boggs card
You might.
You know? There it is.
After all the gas money you've spent to get there.
Yeah, that's just, I could think of a million better ways to spend a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know?
Me too. Okay, last one. Sasquatch or Chupacabra?
So, Lauren knew this guy in an office at a place she worked at a few years back who was an honest to God Sasquatch hunter.
Really?
Like this guy would go out, camp out, and they would hunt
I got to get him in here.
Dude. So I'm going Sasquatch only because hearing stories about this guy
amazing.
And how close they thought they were.
Yeah.
And they would hear these noises, these like,
oh,
like, and they've got these like duck whistle type things that apparently call the
Squatch whistles.
Yeah. Things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to hang out with the guy.
I do too. Until I see one, then I shit my pants. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, this has been fun. Where can everybody find you on social?
Oh my God, there's like 87 places. Well, because there's 87 businesses.
I'll put them in show notes. Where's the best place?
Instagram at Totally Tyda.
Okay.
That's sort of like the home base.
It's got a Grateful Dead
logo. Which I've been meaning to change because who wears masks?
Yeah, right.
It's the Grateful Dead with the mask on. And then just search Phoenix Pizza. That'll get you to the Pizza Fest website. Barcoa to get you to that Instagram. I'm really only using Instagram these days. Facebook's just the Pizza Fest Facebook page was hacked, and I didn't realize it. So it's been a Clark's shoe store for like the past 7 months, and I had no idea. So if anybody needs some shoes, just go to Pizza Festival's Facebook page, I guess.
Oh my God! Well, go buy your Pizza Festival tickets, especially if you're into pizza, because it's a very unique experience. It only happens once a year, right?
Yeah. Where else are you going to get all that pizza?
Yeah, nowhere.
All in one spot.
That's
and
right.
Then just fall over on the grass and chill in a city park.
You'll be out there with your U of A hat hosting away, right? in downtown Phoenix. So anyways, brother, it's so good to have you. I appreciate you coming in and being on the show. And I appreciate everybody listening. I have no sponsors because I do this all on my own. So yay, there's nothing to listen to there.
Well, you're sponsored by Bar and Restaurant Insurance.
I'm sponsored by myself. Yeah. Yes, that's what I say.
Bet you paid big money for that.
Exactly. So please share the podcast if you get a chance, and give it a 5-star. And we again appreciate you all listening and hanging out. So that being said, peace out, and we'll do the trombone. Anyways, all right, we're out of here. Later.
Appreciate you.
See ya.